Hello, welcome to the British Grand Prix, round 4 of 2020, and we have a bit of a surprise grid. Lance Stroll taking advantage of Racing Point's competitiveness. Lance Stroll takes a pole position. Charles Leclerc, Ferrari, right back up there. Second on the grid. Lewis Hamilton, third. Max Verstappen in fourth. Valtteribottas in fifth. He won Hungary from further back than that. Landonorris, sixth place. He'll be hoping for a better race than the Hungarian Grand Prix was for him. Alex Albon 7th, Carlos Sainz 8th. So McLaren not quite so good in qualifying, but still up there. Sergio Perez 9th place. He'll be disappointed that on the weekend when that Racing Point is capable of taking a pole position, it was the weekend that he struggled in qualifying. That's a real shame for him, but Lance Stroll is pole, of course. Esteban Ocon 10th. Daniel Ricciardo 11th in the Renault, so Ocon ahead of Ricciardo. Vettel in 12th place. And then the two AlphaTauris, Danny Kvyat ahead of Pierre Gasly. And then we see, I think it's Giovinazzi in the Alfa Romeo ahead of Kevin Magnussen's Haas. And then we will look on the next row because I can't quite see that far down. George Russell, 17th. So he's getting a bit stronger and stronger every weekend in that Williams at the moment. So that's handy from him. Kimi Räikkönen, 18th. He will be bit disappointed to be that far behind Giovinazzi, I'm sure. Romain Grosjean, 19th in the Haas. And Nicholas Latifi rounding out the grid in the Williams in 20th place. So here we go. We have battle stations for the British Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton in third. He's surely going to be the favourite for this race with slower cars ahead, but they were quicker in qualifying. It's worth remembering. Stroll is away well. And Leclerc also away well and pulling across to cover the Mercedes threat. Stroll runs a bit wide, but is he going to get back in the lead? He is. So Stroll, we thought initially Leclerc might take the lead. He's going to challenge, but Lance Stroll will hold the lead. And now we will see what the pace of the Racing Point versus the Ferrari is in clear air. And Leclerc, though, I think is already under pressure from Lewis Hamilton, and this Lewis's chance to get a victory. Well, he's not been able to pass Leclerc yet, but this is the British Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton, he wants to win his home Grand Prix, of course he does, and at the moment he's got two slower cars in front of him, or the perceived wisdom is that they're slower cars at least, and we shall see. Certainly we're getting around halfway around the first lap, and at the moment Lewis is still in third and Leclerc is still holding him off. Remember, it took Lewis too long to pass Albon, or to challenge Albon in Hungary, and in the end he was passed by Bottas. Could this be the case here, that the longer it takes him to pass Charles Leclerc, the more chance there is for Max Verstappen and or Bottas to pass Lewis? That'd be disappointing. Well, we'll hope not. We'll hope we see a battle. There's Verstappen having a look, but at the same time Hamilton pops his head back out and has another look at Charles Leclerc. This could be the race that Stroll is starting to get away, so it is becoming important for Hamilton now. He has got to pass Charles Leclerc if he wants to win his home Grand Prix in 2020. He's got another chance in the 70th anniversary next weekend, of course, but he wants to do it now. He's got a chance. Verstappen and Bottas are behind him at least, so those are the guys in comparable cars, but Charles Leclerc is doing an absolute mastery of defence here, and it's allowing Lance Stroll to get away. Lance Stroll has had a lot of criticism in the past for being a paid driver. He is now leading this Grand Prix and he is pulling away, and this is a fantastic opportunity for him, because the more time that goes past that Ferrari stays in front of the Mercedes, the bigger the likelihood that Stroll can win this Grand Prix. And Lewis is still stuck, and Max right up behind Hamilton as well. It just seems that nobody can pass anyone, but Max is going to have a go, but Lewis at the same time pulling out. A to defend from Max, but B to try to have an opportunity at Leclerc. So it's all a bit cat and mouse at the moment, and Hamilton really having a look that time, but Charles Leclerc again cutting off the gap, and Hamilton is so close to him, but he just can't pass. And to be honest, this season Lewis has not been able to pass, and that's quite concerning if he wants to be the world champion. Oh, a bit wide there. If he wants to be world champion for the 7th time, he's going to have to get his passing back up to scratch, because at the moment it's not happening. Leclerc is still there, Hamilton still locked in second, and Stroll getting further and further ahead. And this is looking every bit like the Lance Stroll victory, and Verstappen had a little look at Lewis, wasn't able to make his move, and Bottas will have a look. But it's Lance Stroll who comes across the line, and Lance Stroll has the victory. we haven't actually seen much of him because we've been watching Leclerc's defensive masterpiece. But in the end, everyone stays where they were. Stroll won the race, Leclerc second. Much needed points for both Racing Point and Ferrari. They have really had a struggle, so that's a massive pick-me-up for them. Is it their first podium of the season? I think it might be. Lewis Hamilton in third. I mean, not the home win, but a home podium at least. Didn't get passed by Verstappen and Bottas. And those are the guys who are sort of going to be his main rivals, you'd have to say. So Lance Stroll wins the race. Charles Leclerc in second place. Lewis Hamilton third. Max Verstappen fourth place. Valtteri Bottas finishes in fifth. Lando Norris brings the McLaren home in sixth, so at least he didn't slip back like the last time in Hungary. Alex Albon seventh. That's a very disappointing performance from him, considering where. But Albon seems to do this. He seems to take pole in one race and then be nowhere in the next. Esteban Ocon got his Renault up to 8th place in the end, so that's not a bad performance at all. Ocon's doing a very decent job over the last couple of races. Sergio Perez in 9th. Finished where he started. I mean, in that respect, he can't complain, but the real damage for Perez was done in qualifying yesterday. If he had been where his teammate was, he would be a lot closer to Max Verstappen and still in second in the championship right now. Carlos Sainz finishes 10th and claims a point for McLaren. And the contrast between Leclerc and Vettel actually lost a place and dropped to 13th. So it's clear that Ferrari's problems aren't completely over yet, but at least they managed to get one car on the podium this weekend. We'll have a look at the World Championship standings now. Max Verstappen actually extends his lead slightly. He's now on 72 points, and it's gone up from 24 to 27. But it's not over Sergio Perez anymore. It's over the Mercedes pair of Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton, both of whom are on 45 points. Sergio Perez then on 38 and tied with Albon, and then Leclerc on 31, Stroll 29, Sainz 27, Norris 25, Vettel 20, then Ocon, Gasly, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Ricciardo and Latifi. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull on 110, Mercedes on 90, Racing Point on 67, McLaren on 52, Ferrari on 51, Renault 14, AlphaTauri 9, Alfa Romeo 6, Haas on 4 and Williams on 1. And that to me means, yeah, as of the last race, all teams have scored points. So they're all on the board. Well, that was an interesting race, I think, more because of the shuffled way in which Stroll and Leclerc got ahead of the favourites and stayed there. I wouldn't say it was the most exciting, more exciting because of what might have happened rather than what did. But, you know, at the end of the day, there's certain winners out of this. Max Verstappen has pulled away a bit in the championship. Lewis Hamilton has got back on terms with Valtteri Bottas in the championship. And Alex Albon has actually pulled level with Sergio Perez as well. So there are some guys who haven't done too badly out of that. So we can be quite settled with that one. Anyway, so looking forward, it's the 70th anniversary Grand Prix next weekend. Lewis Hamilton's the world champion. He's in one of the quickest cars. He still hasn't had a win. Can he get a win on his home ground at least once? Well, at least once this season. We shall see. That's the last opportunity for him to do it. Max Verstappen will be looking to get back on winning ways. He won the first two, hasn't won the next two. So, yeah, lots of drivers with reasons to push. Like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.